This is the SmallRig Potato Jet Tribex tripod. It is supposed to be the world's fastest tripod. If you've ever heard of Sachtler Flowtech, that is considered the gold standard of tripods. It's the world's best tripod. It's quick to lift up. There's latches on each side right here. You open them up, you lift the tripod up and down. But this one is cheaper and it's supposed to be faster to deploy, especially on like uneven ground. Like if my ground is sideways, I should be able to be like, all right, we want the tripod this way, boom. We should be, you know? And then you can deploy, it's got a video head. So unlike the Peak Design tripods, at least the older versions, the new ones have it. This has a nice video head where I can do nice, beautiful pans. Go ahead, unlock this. I can pan up and down easily, left to right. So today I'm gonna talk about all the things that this thing does really well, the things I don't love about it, and how we use this in our workflow as content creators here at the Shervin Shares Studios. This tripod cost $800. The Sachtler Flowtech is like almost $3,000, $2,500. The Peak Design travel tripod, which we'll review in another video, is around $200 to $600, depending on the version that you get. And there are some good Manfrotto tripods, which are around $1,300, so a little pricier. So in terms of the price range, it is on the lower end for these fancier, nice tripods, but it's still not cheap. This is really good for content creators if you're trying to film something really quickly, clean up, move to the next location. Wedding filmmakers, maybe you need to capture that moment, move to the next spot and keep filming. Documentary, indie. I don't think if you're someone in very high-end movie or TV professional filmmaking, you might buy the higher end Sachtchi workflow if you really need. But this covers like 80–90% use cases and it's still a high quality tripod for its price. Now, what makes this amazing is the X hydraulic system, I think it's called. But there's this handle right here that you can see, where if I press this in, it folds in. I can turn this knob, it folds in, and now it's like in compact carry mode. When I'm ready to use it, I press this, I bring it out, I flip this switch right here, and now, boom, it is out and I can activate it. So let's say you're on stairs, you're on an uneven surface, maybe even this is like a semi-flat surface, this is maybe a 1 degree messed up surface. I can be like, I want the look right about here. No, the camera looks good right here. I press the handle, I just squeeze it, and I'm like, oh, I got the look. Boom, the legs come down, and then I can let the camera sink, and now it should be stable, depending on whatever surface you put it on. Let's say you're hiking, one leg needs to be extra long, the other leg can be short. This is what makes it great for those situations. You don't have to kind of eye it out yourself. And there is no ball head for you to tilt the camera. Let's say you want your camera to be slightly, you know, down to the left, maybe it's angled for some artistic reason. You can actually just do that with the legs itself. But this X hydraulic technology is all one hand. Boom. Now, in terms of the carbon fiber build, how does this feel? It is very light. I would say it's pretty light. It is 8 pounds, so it's very, very easy to carry around. I actually prefer traveling with a Peak Design tripod because it's actually lighter. That tripod that this is being filmed on is 2.8 pounds. It's smaller, it's more compact, and it's easier to travel with. But when it comes to actually using it, it's not the same. The experience is just slower. That's a good, I need to put a tripod in my backpack. This is not gonna fit in a backpack / carry-on. You would have to put this in a suitcase and check it in. But at 8 pounds, this is great if we have a car, we have a cart, or we have an easy way to carry this around. So it does take up maybe 2.5, 3 times more space than the Peak Design tripod, which is not ideal, but if you're someone who does have the space, like putting in a cart or a vehicle, this is where that works. But in New York City, you gotta be extremely compact. I can put it in this bag, and now we can carry it around, take it with me. At 8 pounds, it's not that heavy, like I'm not getting strained by putting this over my shoulder. So it still works. It's compact, it's lightweight, I can put it in my suitcase. You know, most suitcases for travel, 50 to 70 pound limit, depending on your airline. I could check this in and I'd be okay, and I'd still be able to use it on location and have a fast acting tripod. But if you're a carry-on only filmmaker, this is not it. And it should be able to support 25 kilograms of gear. So if you do have a Sony FX3 or any mirrorless camera with like battery, maybe a little bit of a rig, this will most likely be able to support it. It's when you start to get into cinema level cameras that are extremely large, where just depending on what you're putting on that, you will have to double check that it supports it. But this should support almost every camera that you think about. Now the compact fluid head. So this is smaller than most fluid heads. It is different. Let me bring this closer to you so you can see. So this does have a full, I can unlock it here. It has a full 360, actually the screws right here, fluid head, so I can go all the way around. It is a video fluid head where it's just gonna look so clean. Ooh, juicy. I can lock it here and put the handle on the other side. It's got these leveling systems right here as well, so I can make sure that I'm actually level in terms of where the camera is. I don't have to use the camera's inbuilt leveling system. We've got a whole bunch of knobs that you can work with in terms of changing the intensity, the friction points. And then if you want to hang a bag right here to just maintain the tripod from not falling off, you do have that option as well. So you're not gonna get all the features, but it's still good enough. Ooh, this one is a little, the counterbalance system right here, right? It's on extremely light. We're gonna put on 0. Now it should be a little different. So now it's gonna feel different. So from a perspective of like, is it functional for most scenarios? Yes. Is it gonna get you everything that you want in the top of the line fluid heads? No. Touch and go, quick release system. Now it has one of those efficiently easy to use touch and go systems. So it gives you plates where you can put your camera on, this plate right here. It works with the DJI RS line as well as the Manfrotto 501. But here we've got, I think this is a Ulanzi bottom piece, and that's not it. And here we have a cage on the camera, but you can use this with any camera. We'll go ahead and screw in the plate. Okay, so now we can easily put the plate in there, and now I can use the camera, and now when I need to pop it out, boom, ready to go. Film, film, film. We gotta get the shot. Oh, we need it right here, one hand. Oh, looks good, okay. Slide this in, lock it in place, bam, record. Done. Simplicity, ease of use, speed, acceleration. That's one of the biggest value points of this tripod. So now to get the maximum height, we can pull up this middle stem. Now we've achieved maximum height. Boom. Like I said, this thing is tall. It's taller than me, pretty much. Look at that. Right there, this is maximum height. We'll lock this into place. And then if you want to get the minimum height, you'll actually slide this bad boy out. You take this hook out, that holds it in place. We pull this bad boy out, and now we can use this as a weapon of mass creation. Let's slide this in backwards. Bring our handy dandy hook to make sure it doesn't fall out. Press it in place. Boom. And now we can go extremely low by lowering the legs as far as possible. Would you look at that? The camera will mount underneath, and now you're essentially at the floor by placing this all the way down. If we really want it to go super low, you just push the legs in, you pull this latch up near the top, and now it becomes a monopod. Just kidding, this is not how you want to use it. So let's swap this bad boy, slide this in here. So if you want stability, but you want it to be super low, you can do this method as well. And now it's going to sit extremely low. You can pull the handle up to the ground. That's where you get your 10 inches. It's facing vertically. So that's like a little Spider-Man here, and sits well. And then you can bring the legs back, lock them into place. Boom, boom, boom. So the options are endless in terms of how you can use this tripod. So this thing has a ton of accessories. We have a 1/4 inch on the top, a 3/8 inch on the top. We've got 1/4 inch on the side plate, so you can install certain things. If you need to move the handle, you can actually unscrew the handle from this side, put it on the other. So you know that fancy hook I kept taking out? Well, if you pop it out right here, it is a little Allen wrench. Would you look at that? Honestly, sometimes you need those tools in a little knack, and it's just built right into the tripod. It's these little quality of life things that make things a little easier and a little better. So not only does it have the flat feet here, but there's also spikes where I can actually just slide this out, and let's say I'm in a place that is dirt, or I need to have better spikes and ability to keep this tripod in a place where it's not as flat, especially for like hiking videos and things like that. We have that option there as well, and these feet just slide on and off pretty easily. Boom. So this is really built for all terrains, all use cases, 8 pounds, easy to use, very quick to deploy, and an amazing tripod. The one issue is with the rubber feet, they could slide around on hardwood floors, but we've had no issues on these wooden floors. So who is this really good for? It's great for solo filmmakers, travel videographers, run and gun content creators like us, where speed and convenience are a priority over maximum durability. If you need maximum reliability, then I would probably avoid this, or if you work in frequently harsh conditions like a beach or desert, or if you require a tripod that can be fully serviced long term. Now let's answer some frequently asked questions. Is the Tribex durable enough for professional use? I would say SmallRig has pretty high quality stuff. I love their products due to their high quality. I haven't tried this such fancy $2,500 tripod, but maybe one day we'll have to buy it. But this does not have any serviceable parts. So if something breaks, you can't just be like, oh, go fix it. So I don't know in terms of long-term maintenance how that would work. That's just one of the downsides, and we haven't seen these tripods out for very long, so we won't know the long-term effects. How does it perform in sandy or saltwater conditions? So the hydraulic needs a closed system for it to work, which means you can't really disassemble the legs for maintenance. So if you do get anything in there, there is a higher likelihood that it's going to be harder to clean, disassemble, and fix the parts. It might just have to replace the entire tripod. Is the fluid head smooth enough for professional video work? Okay, so from our experience, especially Zach, who uses this more than I do, it's a little choppy and sticky, he says, and it's just not as reliable. Like, it works-ish, but it's not perfect. It's not going to be as smooth as you want it to be. So that's where more people are going to want to invest in a higher end fluid head. So it's like 80% there. It's like, oh, you might get a good enough shot, but there might be some like choppiness to it. That's one of the downsides. Does the X-Clutch system actually save time? Yeah, you saw it. 3 seconds, it's ready to go. But how much faster than the Sachtler workflow? It's probably just a micromillimeter faster, like a few seconds faster maybe, but probably just as fast. But it is a third of the price, less than a third of the price. So it is fast. That is one of the biggest value adds. But then the question is it worth the $800 price point? It's not unreasonable. The price-wise is not cheap. So you could get, you know, your $20 Amazon tripod, the $300 Peak Design tripod, and then you got the $800, you know, SmallRig Potato Jet tripod, and then you have the $2,500 Sachtler Flowtech 75, which only weighs 12 pounds. So it's 4 pounds more than this. If you're a photographer and you need a compact tripod, the Peak Design is probably a better option, especially the carbon fiber one. It's light, it's tiny. But if you need the professional fluid head for video work, then there is a new Peak Design Pro tripod, which is also good, but it's not as fast. So if you really want the speed of deploy, take the shot, maybe move somewhere else, and you're willing to have the little extra size, this is where this tripod would be best. How stable is the center column? When it's extended, it's not as stable, but it's usable in most conditions. Just note that it can be a little bit shaky, but I wish it was a little more stable. Can it handle heavy camera rigs? This can hold up to 25 kilograms, but the gear head is rated for 6 kilograms. So it's enough for most video rigs. The legs can support much, much more, so you can actually hang off of this thing most likely. I saw Potato Jet do that. Now, does this fit in a carry-on? Like I said, this is not a carry-on tripod. It is a checked baggage tripod. The Peak Design Travel is 15 inches collapsed. So that one will fit in most carry-ons. This, you have to check it in, sadly. So that's another thing to think about if you're flying. This just isn't meant for carry-on. You'll have to check it in. Are there any reliability issues to know about? So from Reddit, things we found online, the first level bubble can be inconsistent. The head can be stiff and sometimes stuck at times. And the quality control appears to be inconsistent, reported by some users where legs were damaged. These are just things to think about that we've seen online from other users. How does the leg positioning work on uneven ground? So each leg can be a different length. You hit the handle and boom, it just drops to wherever that floor point is. You just have to make sure that the top tripod where your camera is flat, or else you're gonna have a crooked tripod. So it works in any scenario and it's really fun to deploy. I think it's just fun, it's satisfying. What's the learning curve like? It does take some time. You're figuring out what knob does what, which tightens what, learning how to open up the handle, expand it. There's a couple notches to do that, and then putting it back in its place. So there is a little bit of a learning curve, but as you use this, and if you use it consistently, you'll learn it relatively quickly over time. What maintenance is required long term? So since it's hydraulics and it's a closed system, that means there's no way to disassemble it, like I said before. So they do provide a 4-year warranty, but if something does happen and you need to clean the leg joints or replace seals, it might have to require a factory service. So not ideal for those types of scenarios. Now, what's the conclusion? This is a revolutionary, innovative tripod we haven't seen before from SmallRig and Potato Jet Tribex. The X-Clutch system is definitely really cool. It is patent pending, and it's definitely one of the most innovative tripods I've tried, and it does meet most scenarios for most people. But am I gonna say this is the best tripod out there? No, there are better tripods, but this can be a great tripod for some scenarios. Just note there are long-term durability potential concerns, maintenance limitations, and some quality control issues. But from a usability perspective of deploy, speed, being able to capture content quickly, this is valuable. I just wish it was smaller. I want a carry-on size version of this. Remember, if you want to see future videos testing all the coolest camera gear tech, my name is Sherman Shares. Follow me on all the socials at Sherman Shares. Subscribe to my notifications. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. The link for the product is down below.